Welcome, everyone. I would like to welcome you today to Direct Engagement's peer-to-peer roundtable being held in the Toronto General Hospital, and a special thanks to the University of Health Network for providing this location. Today's event is brought to you with the generous support of our sponsors. The peer-to-peer roundtables provide a unique format whereby key stakeholders that represent government, management, and end users have an opportunity to engage each other directly, live, on the most pressing issues in an unscripted and interactive form amongst their peers. It is your opportunity to get primary data immediately from the key stakeholders in an inclusive real-time discussion. This is not a speaker's forum, rather an unscripted dialogue amongst peers that includes you. Honorable Sandra Pupatello, Minister of Trade, Economic Development, and Minister responsible for women's issues with the Government of Ontario.
Well, good morning, everyone, and it really is great to be here, and a special hello to everyone who's watching on the webcast as well. You don't know who they are or what kind of question they're going to ask, so hopefully they'll introduce themselves. I think it's important for, number one, that Ontario recognize that we in fact do have a shortage in terms of our labor that we can look forward to, and that means, number one, as soon as you address that it's an issue, it helps government actually form policy to address it. So we can't just sort of close our eyes and pretend that this isn't happening. It is an issue that's going pretty much across the Western world and everywhere that we see a declining population. Some of the things that I think we recognize that is an advantage to Ontario is a significant immigrant population, and Toronto, and here we are right in downtown Toronto, Greater Toronto, really does see across the nation the largest number of new immigrants. And for a whole host of reasons, this makes Ontario a great place to be. It makes Ontario a very vibrant kind of economy that people want to be a part of from around the world. And the other benefit is that it also gives us access to a growing labor workforce. And if we can channel the kinds of programs that we create to make it easier for our new immigrants to come to Ontario and work when work is available, then I think all of us can say, well, this is a good way for us to face some of our labor shortages. Hopefully some of you have seen some of the initiatives that the government's come out with over the course of the last 4 years. And especially in the last couple of years, now we're seeing them actually land and work. So for example, the Ministry of Citizenship and Immigration has a huge part to play in how we integrate our new Canadians into our economy. Programs like the Bridging Program, actually funding organizations who can help integrate our new immigrants, see how our systems work, whether that's language training, interpretation, assistance with accreditation programs so that people who come here with a skill set that really can be integrated, how we can help them do that. And I think we've taken some giant steps forward in that better integration. And that's really important because we know that there are a number of areas where we have places for people to work and people who want to work. Another area has been in the area of skilled trades, and I think the response from our apprenticeship programs has really been phenomenal. And for people who may be listening from abroad, they'll note that many of the investors who look to Ontario to invest look at our apprenticeship tax credit as a significant factor in why they would invest in the first place. It's not just for those who are investing with perhaps a new initiative, but even those companies who have been here for some time, are upgrading internally. They can say, my workforce today can be upgraded. So whether that's new technologies that they need to be trained on, they too can access the apprenticeship tax credit. And every budget continues to add new streams of positions that are eligible for this apprenticeship tax credit. And in fact, our last budget last March added 6 new streams of apprenticeships to that and extended the tax credit to 2012. This is a very specific benefit to the company directly. $5,000 per year for 3 years, which is a tax credit, regardless of the financial position of the company. So it really is a helpful tool for us in terms of going out there to find investors, but for companies to upgrade the skill set amongst their workforce. And it's been a real boon for us to land investments in Ontario because of that initiative. I think as we go through with questions, there may be more opportunities for me to sort of expound on the number of initiatives that we've come forward with in Ontario. one of the first things we did in our first year last term was end mandatory retirement. And I heard in the opening remarks this morning that that is something that I think the whole world is starting to look at. We took a step forward to end mandatory retirement for a whole host of reasons, but one of the benefits will be that when we have a very skilled set of people that all of a sudden face 65, you know what they say, 65 is the new 45, thank goodness. So I think for many of us, we can say that we can keep that skill set amongst our workplace for longer, and many people will benefit. But where that really matters, today we're at right in downtown Toronto in a great hospital, and some of our programs in the health system with our senior nurses, we have specialized programs to utilize our nurses who are senior and most experienced actually step forward and train our younger nurses. This helps our nurses who've been on the ground for many, many years, who perhaps might be thinking of retirement but see that there's a whole new role they can play in their last years of work, and train new nurses. And this has been a tremendously successful program. So I think we can very cleverly craft programs that make use of the skill set of people who've just had many years of experience to teach our young people. And the benefit of that example is that we have young nurses who come on stream who learn just tremendous skills from those who've been there a long time just because of one new program. So I think we can do better, and I hope that with the audience today and with this august group of panelists, I think we can all learn from each other this morning. So thanks very much.